Welcome to the best Parasite SEO course on all the internet. As you can see, I'm here in my dungeon below ground, so nobody can hear these secret tips that I'm about to give you when it comes to Parasite SEO. I'm going to show you step by step how to actually do it and implement things that actually work today, not a couple years back, but Parasite SEO strategy that work today, why it's important, how to do it, and how I'm doing it today. So if you want to learn how to do Parasite SEO the right way for free, stick around because I'm going to show you how to do it. Right, so we have a lot to cover, so let's just get straight into it. So I want to cover what Parasite SEO is, give you a list of Parasite SEO sites. I want to tell you why Parasite SEO actually works, the reasoning behind it, right? Because I think it's important that if you're doing something, you got to understand why it's working, okay? And then I want to show you results and examples from Parasite SEO results. And then I want to show you, of course, my step-by-step Parasite SEO workflow, okay? So let's get going with the very first thing, which is, what is Parasite SEO? Parasite SEO is the process of leveraging high authority domains you don't own to quickly rank on Google or Bing. Keyword you don't own. And that's part of the reason why they're high authority, right? You're leveraging domains you don't own because they're high authority. And this is all gonna make sense in a few seconds, trust me. A list of these sites you don't own, that are high authority, which we call them Parasite SEO sites, for these reasons, plus another one, which is most of these are free to post on. So Medium, LinkedIn, Quora, Reddit, HubPages, all these App Store pages like the Shopify App Store, Webflow App Store, WordPress App Store, these also can work as Parasite SEO. And I'll show you examples on how this actually works. But the point is that, yes, you don't own any of these brands. You don't own any of these sites. However, Google trusts them very much. And so that's the main reason why Parasite SEO works. Well, it's because Google has high level of trust in these brands and domains. And this trust translates into what it's called in the SEO space as high authority. And again, Google sees them as authoritative sources it trusts. So any article you post on here will rank, or the speed it takes for an article to rank and get indexed if you post them here versus posting it on your own blog, well, it's much faster here. Caveat is that you don't own these domains. Well, it doesn't matter, right? That's what I call it. It's called Parasite SEO. Now, it's also why, right, an article posted on Forbes about whatever, right, will outrank yours about that same thing, post it to your new blog or your new domain. Why? Again, because of course, Google trusts Forbes way more than your little blog. Doesn't matter if it's an article about something that's not even related with Forbes, Google still does it. And that, again, that's why Forbes and many others make millions a month off of affiliate revenue by ranking for example, right? Best iPhone charger, New York Times, Wired. What does New York Times know about this? Well, they know they can make a lot of money with it, right? And Google doesn't really care. Google ranks these guys higher, way higher than, for example, a dedicated tech blog about iPhone charger or about Apple things, right? Google doesn't care because Google see, okay, I trust the New York Times way more than this. Yes, there's this niche blog about iPhone chargers, but I don't really trust it that much, right? I trust the New York Times brand so much more. And so even though the New York Times doesn't really know and is relevant for these keywords, well, it doesn't matter because its authority in Google's eyes is so big, right? They're super authoritative. Well, Google just ranks them above you, right? For example, best dog collars. What does the New York Times know about this? And this is applied all throughout the space. So you have to play their game, right? Again, your review blog will never outrank these big guys. And they know it, right? Forbes knows it. All these guys know it. And so they capitalize on that. They capitalize on being highly trusted by Google. And again, you have to play their game, right? Don't use your domain. Use domain Google trusts as much as these big guys. The only difference is you just don't own the domain. So you can't compete with these big boys with your domain. So you're going, no problem. You just use these domains, which are free to use, which you don't own, yes, but they're high authority. And you post on these sites. And now you can start to compete with these guys, right? And you can't compete with these guys. Just imagine if you're competing with other local businesses or other competitors of yours that are not even that authoritativeness, that don't even have that level of authority in Google's eyes. Because yes, if you're competing with these guys, it's hard. But if you're a local business, or if you're a software or an e-commerce store, right, it's way easier to compete with your actual current market using these ones than maybe using your actual own domain. Again, Parasite SEO shouldn't replace your whole regular SEO strategy, but it should complement it. Okay. Now, let me play let me show a couple of examples of Parasite SEO. I'm going to play the clip here for a Parasite SEO strategy we did using Medium. Okay, it's quite easy. Medium is free. Just register an account. It's quite free. And I want to show you a couple ones for these ones right here. So let me play the clip again. My whole point with this is not just to be some theoretical course. I want it to be actionable. And after this, I'm going to give you like the step-by-step workflow, okay, with 4 steps. But first, I'm going to actually show you some results so that you understand this actually works. This is not just some theory, it actually works. Parasite SEO works. So play the clip for that medium Parasite SEO strategy. Okay, so we took this page from literal 0 traffic to upwards of 120 in just a few minutes. Now it went back down now again to around 16, right? But I mean, the overall trajectory is from 0 to literally hundreds in just a few minutes, right? If you can rank sites in minutes for multiple keywords, right? Because this ranks for multiple keywords. If we go here, organic keywords, right? It's ranking for multiple keywords, right? In just a few minutes, well, why not? And so here's how exactly we did it. I'll show you exactly what the site is. Now, first things first, they're ranking for, or we are ranking for multiple keywords. Okay, so if you don't know, right, this new Xmail platform was born, like this Twitter mail platform, okay, or Xmail platform. And we were able to rank this article, right? This is all done with AI, even the image, of course, ranking it on Google organically for all these keywords plus some more, right? For example, if you searched for industry reactions to Xmail, right, we were just below the AI overview, excuse me, with this little featured snippet, right? If you search for Elon Musk's new challenge, we were up here, right? I mean, some of these keywords fluctuate, of course, right? It's up, down, right? We just did this just for fun, just to show you that actually AI content does rank, okay? Again, we just threw this up right here. This is just, we didn't even revise it. There's not even images, videos, it's just pure just AI text. I don't think there's even links here, right? So it's not the best type of article, to be honest with you. And here's a couple more, right? What is Xmail? We're ranking here. And we're still ranking for some of these keywords, as I said before, right? We, if we go here to overview, we were ranking and still are ranking for a couple of them, right? And again, we were able to go from 0 to almost 120 because there was not very much competition, right? Now, as the more people talk about it, more competition comes in, right? We get just overthrown by Forbes and all these authoritative publications writing similar things about it. That being said, we're still getting traffic to it, which is pretty cool. And again, we could take this and put it back up with a proper long form or long plan in terms of our SEO strategy. But again, just want to show you that this actually works. Right. Okay. So as you saw, it actually does work. Now I want to go over some, for example, I could show you examples for all these all day long, but I want to show you a couple ones. Actually, I'm showing you first for Reddit, for example. So if I go here into Ahrefs, right, and I just pasted this URL right here, right, which is for this page right here, which is about, it's a post on r/blogging a year ago. Does anyone have AI generated blogs, right? And essentially what this post is promoting their own tool. So most likely this guy owns this tool and made a post on Reddit about it, right? And say, hey, I use this, it's great, right? Bunch of comments, right? And so if you just copy this URL, right, and paste it in Ahrefs, you'll see, right, this is getting a lot of traffic every single day. And it has been for years. And so if I go here to organic keywords, I can see the keywords this URL, right, this page is popping off for on Google, right? And it pops off for AI blogs, AI generated blog, AI blogging, right? It will be very, very hard to rank for such keywords using a non-authoritative domain. In other words, it will be very hard to rank for all these keywords using your own domain, right? Because, right, the trust Google has in Reddit is huge, right? Their DR, domain rating, is 95. Now, bit of a parenthesis here, all these metrics are easily manipulated, but we know that all these big brands have some trust in Google's eyes. And if I'm not mistaken, Reddit or Google, they made a partnership a couple months back in which I think Google bought a lot of Reddit. I'm not too sure, yeah, but don't quote me on that. Point here is that you would never be able to rank for these keywords as high as this post is ranking, right? If you use your own domain, right? AI generated blogs, AI blogging, ranking first, AI blogs, ranking fifth, AI generated blog, ranking first, right? And again, one thing I want to stress here, yes, the search volume might not be very high, but I've talked about this before, right? You don't necessarily need to look at the search volume. You got to look at the search intent, right? Someone looking, for example, or searching for AI blogging, right? They know what AI is, they know what blogging is, and they're most likely looking for a tool that allows them to generate AI blogs, okay? It's the same example I gave a while back. If you can have like a shop, right, an iPhone repair shop, people come into your store, right, before they come into your website, of course, and then they come into your store. But to come into your site, they can come for, and your site can rank for keywords like where to repair an iPhone or how much does it cost to repair an iPhone, but it can also rank for keywords like how to repair an iPhone. Now, the keyword where or how much, the buying intent of said keywords is so much higher than a buying intent for how, because someone looking for how to repair an iPhone, most likely they want to do it themselves, while someone searching for where or how much, well, most likely they want to pay someone to do it for them. So even though, right, this keyword, the how, can have like 10K searches a month, right? And the combination of these two only has like 1K. Well, it doesn't matter, right? Because even though this gets less traffic, the traffic is much more qualified. So there's more buying intent behind the search. Hopefully this makes sense. And I'll give you another example. We have a couple of competitors of ours that get more traffic than us from Google every single month, but the traffic they get are for keywords that have super, super low buying intent. So even though they get more traffic than us, they make less money than us. Hopefully this makes sense. Again, if you want a bit more like in-depth review of this, a bit slower, I'll leave a link down below in the description for our academy, which you can learn all this stuff. Now, moving on. Again, point here is that you could never rank for these keywords, or it would be very difficult to rank for these keywords using your own domain. So what did they do? Well, yes, they could have created a page here about this, but it would be very hard. It would take a lot of time. So boom, Reddit post. I don't know if they paid for comments or not, but this is a strategy that's commonly used because this Parasite SEO thing has multiple layers. Yes, you can use it. You can use the Parasite domain, right? Whether that's Reddit, Medium, Quora, whatever, LinkedIn, to make the post. But then, of course, you got to make it look real. You got to buy upvotes, buy comments. And this applies to if you're using LinkedIn, Medium. It applies to every single one. It's part of the strategy. Again, it's not just about posting. It's about then making the post more authoritative inside of the platform. And by that, I mean upvotes, comments, likes, shares, etc. We'll cover that in a few seconds here. So hopefully by now you understood like the power of this, right? Look at this. Look at the traffic. Look at the buying intent. And look at the keywords they're ranking first for. This post, and this links directly to their site. I'm not affiliated with them, by the way. Actually, my business is this one right here, which this guy says I use, Journalist AI. So yeah. Now, another example I want to show you is for these three shops. So let's just do let's just do one, for example, Webflow. So if I do, for example, Journalist AI Webflow. So right here, as you see here, and I have a video on this one. Essentially, what we did here, for a bit of context, we have this business, right, which is an AI SEO tool, and we integrate with Shopify, WordPress, Webflow, and so we know Webflow and all these brands have these marketplaces with tools, right? Just like for a WordPress plugin, you have the WordPress plugin store with a bunch of plugins. Well, Webflow has it as well. Shopify has it as well. And so what we did is we created plugins on these stores, and of course, because, right, Webflow.com is a mega authoritative domain. Not only do we get a mega backlink. So if I go here, overview, right? This is indexed, right? A backlink with a DR of 92, UR6, right? The link itself ranks on Google, right? Now we never really optimized this, but right now it's ranking for our brand name. Now, why is this good? Well, you could argue that, and this is ranking for position 12, but you could argue that, of course, if someone searches for our brand name on Google, right, we should show up first, right? Maybe then a YouTube video shows up second of our branded channel. Maybe then a review, maybe from, I don't know, a review blog, right? And maybe then fourth, let's say it shows up this Webflow thing, right? This right here. Now, what if this right here is a bad review about our business, right? Because we don't control it. Well, Parasite SEO with Webflow, with having like the WordPress right here, with having like the Shopify thing right here, with having like, for example, a Reddit one right here, or a Medium one right here, allows us to populate these SERPs, these search engine ranking pages, with info we control. By leveraging these high authoritative domains that are trustworthy in Google's eyes to build assets for us. Hopefully this is making sense, right? And this applies again for, I think this one is ranking as well. If I go here to the actual page of the tool, let me see here if it ranks for anything, not too sure. Yeah, it ranks for a bunch of ones, right? AI SEO writer, so right, this is a high buying intent keyword. Someone looking for an AI SEO writer, well, wants to find an SEO writer based off of AI, right? And of course, right now it's ranking 46, but we haven't done anything to it, right? But without even doing anything to it, it's ranking on page 4, right? We can just build a couple links to it and help it rank higher, right? This is the power of these types of domains, right? Again, because they're super authoritative in Google's eyes. And I'll leave a link for all these, not just these ones right here you see, but a bunch more. I have a complete list. I'll leave it down below like for the whole list, and as well as some comments on when you should use some, when you shouldn't. But point here is that to show you that, to give you ways to critical think about this stuff, right? And the reasons why you'd want to do it, right? Hopefully this is being valuable right now. And so now I want to go over my step-by-step, right? My step-by-step into Parasite SEO workflow. Now I'll try to do okay, fine, let's just do this, right? So very first thing is keyword research. I know this is one of the most boring things about SEO, but trust me, it's mega important because as I said before, right? Keywords, right? the most valuable keyword you can rank for is not one with mega search traffic, right? Search traffic could be a vanity metric, honestly. You want to look for buying intent, okay? And so what you want to do is you can use free tools. You can use ChatGPT. I'll just use a paid tool right now. I'll use my own tool. Again, no need to use it. I'm just going to use it for example's sake. I'm 100% biased. This is the best tool ever. But I mean, don't use it if you can use free stuff, right? And so right now what we want to do is find keywords, right? Find keywords we can target, right? And then build out content based on those keywords to publish on these Parasite SEO sites, okay? So what I'm going to do is go here to blog automation, click feeds, and then create a new feed, keyword feed. And so let's call this my brand, right? And then just put in my URL right here. Again, you should put your URL right here. And then I want to give it a couple of my seed keywords. So AI writer, AI SEO writer. Then ideally give it some competitors here. I won't do it right now, but again, if you're using AI, it doesn't matter if it's Journalist AI or ChatGPT or any other AI, right? The more context you give to the AI, so the better your input, the better the output will be. So add your competitors here, add your country target language, then create feed. Now, what this will do is it's going to give me a list of keywords it suggests my brand should be ranking for based on my site, so my current rankings, what it sees on my site, what it reads on my site, what it knows about my brand, my seed keywords, and my competitors. It also reads through the competitors, evaluates what they're ranking for. It goes in deep into this to give us the best keywords we should be targeting based on a bunch of different factors. Okay, so let me just wait for this to load. I'll be back once these are done. Okay, so it's done, and let's see what it pulled up. Competitor name. Let's see, AI content writer for jobs remote, competitor name, AI poetry writer, email writer, whatever, Jasper logo, cool bottom helmets, amanizer. Okay, so it gave us a bunch of keywords, right, based on the competition. And so if I were to do this, for example, for a Parasite SEO, here's what I would do, here's what I would choose. For example, if I were going for targeting competitor, so competitor brand name alternatives, I would choose this one. I would choose, for example, actually, let's just do this one. Yeah, like, why not, right? Because someone, again, searching for this competitor, it's a competitor of ours to some extent, alternatives, well, they know what the niche is, right? They know what the competitor does. Most likely they've used it before, and they are not happy with something about their product. And so they're actively looking for alternatives. So a person looking for this, right, the intent they have of wanting to buy something is mega high. So this is a great keyword. So let's do, for example, let's take this keyword now. By the way, I can, this is Journalist AI allows you to automate all this stuff, so you can then connect a feed with an auto blog. So then the auto blog, like Journalist AI, connects with your site, and then on autopilot every single day, every single week, it generates, plus it publishes the content to your site on autopilot. So all the articles are posted to your site on autopilot. Then you can have it so it syndicates it to social media. You can have it so it auto indexes it, builds links, a bunch more stuff. I won't bore you with this. I just want to actually show you why this says here your feed is inactive. It is because it's not associated with any like automatic automation, which allows us to take all these keywords and automatically produce content for it. Now I won't do the automatic thing. I'll just do it manually. Okay. So what I'll do then, of course, which is the second step, after we found the keywords based on this nuanced thing about the buying intent, is to generate the content. Now, again, you can use ChatGPT, you can use anything you want. I'll just use this because it's way easier. So again, click about alternatives, and let's just leave the title to be optional and add keywords. Now, what I'll do here is I want to, of course, prompt the AI. And so let me go here to this one, click the pencil icon. Now there's a bunch of stuff here, which I'll quickly go over, right? Let's just let AI generate a title for us, see what it gives us. Cool, quick, what alternatives you should try. Let's just do this, right? Because I want to make it relevant, right? Boom, there you go. Now we can have it so, and this is good for SEO, it sprinkles in our keywords inside of the article, making it more SEO optimized. So let me just do it this, for example, cool alternatives for 2025. Quillbot alternative. Best Quillbot alternative. You do this a bit more carefully when you do it like not in a YouTube video, right? But this should be enough. Let's go over here to the outline. Click here, and I'll just use AI to generate the outline. Again, this just saves me more ton of time. Instead of using other tools, I can just use this and go with it. Okay, so it suggests an introduction, why look for alternatives, whatever. And we can even do here, like add our competitor here if we'd like, right? Journalist AI. Actually, we should, let's just do this, right? Again, this is a great way to, because there's a lot of nuance here, right? And the goal with Parasite SEO is to rank for stuff that makes you more money, right? And so if you're leveraging this technique of ranking for your competitors' brand names and then alternative, which by the way, go watch this video right here. This video on the screen right here shows you exactly step-by-step my SEO strategy for Journalist AI. So I know this is a bit of inception. I'm using Journalist AI to show how to do Parasite SEO, but also like this strategy overlaps with the actual own strategy I'm using for Journalist AI to rank it and get more clients for it on Google. Bit of an inception. Hopefully it made sense. Go watch this course, essentially this video right here, if you want to learn exactly what I'm doing for Journalist AI's SEO strategy, which is based off of this, just not using Parasite SEO, right? Okay, so that sounds good. Save changes. Now I want to cover these ones real quick here. So content, I want to target country US, language, American English, tone of voice, let's just leave it neutral. Actually, we can do informational. Point of view, I like to do first person singular. So it's I use this tool. I didn't like it. I prefer whatever. I think it looks more personal. Formality, let's just do informal. Now advanced options. Here's where you can give even more context to the AI, which again, the better the input, the better the output, right? So let me just give it some context here. Actually, I won't even do it because it will take me more time, but hopefully you understood the point of this. And I won't even do this right here. And if you want to translate the article to multiple languages, so if you want to do Portuguese as well, so the article is generated both in English and in Portuguese or French, you can do it with this. Now, another parenthesis here is that a lot of people think that you should be focusing on English-based SEO. Now, I've recorded videos on this talking about the potential of international markets. We have this guy right here, which I made a case study off of. Hopefully I'll put the video here. He's taken his site from literal zero to over, I think now $15,000 a month, $15,000 a month. It is a Spanish site, the Spanish niche targeting Spanish-based keywords. And he's able to do it so quickly and with such amount of success because the competition on these international niches, whether that's Spanish markets, Portuguese, French, German, all these markets, is much less than the English markets. And a lot of times there's a lack of supply. There's a lot of demand for content in that language, that local language, but there's a lack of supply. That's why people like this guy were able to take their Spanish-based sites using AI, by the way, using Journalist AI to $15,000 a month. Insane. So that's the main reason why we added this here, is to prompt people to, okay, do this, but do it for international markets. Even, for example, even if you're in the USA, there's a lot of Spanish speakers in the US. Right? And I can almost assure you, actually I've spoken with a few guys that do real estate there, that these Spanish people that live in the US, some of them, or actually a lot of them, search for Spanish-based keywords on google.com. So they're in the US, they're US residents, but they're original from, Mexico, whatever, right? And they search in Spanish. And so there's a lot of opportunity to be producing Spanish-based content tailored for Americans. That's why also as well, let me just close this right here. Actually, this is the Portuguese. That's why also as well, in the very first tab, you saw you could choose the target country because you can do, for example, Spanish, right? Spanish language targeting the US, right? And if you do English, American targeting the US, it's different than if you do Spanish targeting the US because the AI knows to write content tailored not just to the language, English or Spanish, but based on the customs, based on how we best write for a Spanish-speaking person. Hopefully this made sense. So none of this is random. It's not just about the language, it's about what's behind the language. But I digress. Hopefully this made sense. Let's keep moving on. Now here's super important, knowledge base. Well, this is basically, actually before that, connect to the web. Basically, you want to have this enabled to pull in fresh data. This right here is super important, knowledge base. What this is essentially is, right now I won't select one. You can create knowledge bases, but what this does essentially is you can connect, you upload brand assets to Journalist AI. So you upload YouTube videos, actually let me show you how this works, because I think it's very important. And again, I'm not trying to promote Journalist AI. If you can do this with any other tool, please go ahead. No need to pay for this, but I just want to show you how to do this fast. So if you go here to blog automation, go to, actually click knowledge base. What you can do here is you can create a knowledge base. Let's do, for example, my brand, right? Create knowledge base. Now, what I can do here is I can upload assets to my knowledge base. So I can do plain text, PDF documents, my website, a YouTube channel. And what this does is you're uploading info into Journalist AI's brain. YouTube, so video, text documents, audio documents, URLs, right? And it's taking all these assets, all these brand assets, and now it's going to be able to produce content that's not just some generic AI shitty content. It's brand tailored content that knows how your brand speaks, how it conveys themselves, all these little nuances that your brand has. So it's able to produce brand tailored content, which is mega important to stand out, right? Why would you want to produce non-brand tailored content? Why would you want to produce content that's not tailored to your brand? So this is what knowledge bases allows you to do. And so going back here, ideally you'd create one based on your brand and select it here. Okay, I won't do this right now, but you should. Okay, then formatting. Now you can change things around. This is a bit more specific. If you want italics, if you want tables, if you want quotes, I'll just do this, right? Lists. Then structure. Well, this is pretty cool. What this does essentially is you can set up a call to action here. So the article is going to be written, and then at the bottom, if you add your URL right here, so let me just do our own URL, why not, right? What's going to happen is that the article is going to have a tailored CTA on the bottom. And the CTA paragraph will link, in this case, to our own domain, right? But not in a random way. It's going to link it in a way that makes sense. So it's going to convey all the info in the article and then boil it down to, hey, listen, you in this article, we went over this, and that. If you want to do X, Y, Z, use this tool. This is great for Shopify stores, for example. If you have like in a gardening store, where you talk about the best gardening supplies in the blog post, right? Then down below, you just have a call to action to your Shopify product lists or to your Shopify store, right? Super cool. Now, the best way to understand how this works is actually to give it a go. Article size, let's just do this. Yeah, let's just do large. Why not? Then internal linking. This is pretty cool. Well, this is where you'd actually for Parasite SEO, this doesn't make much sense because internal linking is where, of course, when you write an article, right, then you have links to other pages on your site. So if I would have got here my sitemap, for example, right, what this will do is this will take in my sitemap, go to find, and it'll give me a list of all the pages on my site. So the homepage, feature pages, blog pages, all the pages on my site, right? And the thing is that when it's writing the article, right, whenever it can, it will link out to any of these pages. So if, for example, it mentions Shopify, well, it will link to this page. Right, so it will find the best pages to link out to internally, right? And you can, let's just max this out, why not? Boom, right? Then there's the same thing for external linking. So the difference is that internal linking is linking to your own domain, so pages in your own sites, your homepage, your contacts page if you're a local business, your service pages, your product pages if you're like a Shopify store. External linking is linking, for example, to other authoritative sources, for example, Wikipedia, Huffington Post, whatever, right? And so let's just automate this. Images, we want images. Let's just do 4 images. AI images, you can do stock photos, you can do your own custom images if you'd like. I won't dive deep into that right now. And let's just do realistic ones. The videos, I want videos as well. And I hit save changes. Now this took me a while because I was going with this step by step, but it should be easier for you, right? There you go, save changes. Now I want to hit generate article and show you what it looks like. So I'll be back in like 20 seconds. All right, so it's done. And as you can see here, it did one in English and one in Portuguese, right? Let's just open it up right here. And this is one in Portuguese. I'll assume you don't understand Portuguese. Let me just do the one in English, right? All this done with a table of contents, right? Key takeaways, intro section, right? With some links. So these are external links linking to Grammarly, linking to writer zoning. In article image, boom, 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 boom. There you go. Alternatives, boom, 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 boom. Of course, our own alternative with a link to our site. More images, and should be a video around here. Well, bit of a bug here. This should not be happening. It should like load the proper video. Let me see if the Portuguese version had a better video. For some reason, it didn't fetch the video, but trust me, this doesn't really happen. So there we go, some error. Doesn't really matter. But again, all done with AI. And then we can just go here. And by the way, also a FAQ section right here. And we can straight post this to our integration. Now, because we're doing Parasite SEO, well, we were not really able to integrate with Medium unless you use Zapier. So you can just do, if you want to like mass do Parasite SEO, well, you can go here to blog automation, integrations, connect with Zapier, right? And so what we'll do is you're connecting Journalist AI, right, with Zapier. And then Zapier connects with Medium, connects with LinkedIn, connects with Quora, right, connects with Reddit, right? And once an article is generated, well, it goes through their Zapier automation and is published to all these platforms at once, right? And you can automate this even further. You can have the social media syndication to, once it's live on here, to syndicate to all your social media platforms. But that's a bit more of an advanced strategy. You know, I won't dive deep into that because I think it's a bit confusing. So let's go back to the article again, open this up right here, and then open it up in the editor, because you could just publish it like so, which should work. But if you want to change things up, well, you can just do here, this and say, edit with AI. And let's just do, for example, you think there's a couple of links missing here, go here and say add links. And the AI will read through the article as a whole, read through this paragraph and find the best place to add external links to. And again, of course, you can do all this manually, but why would you? You can just use AI that does it in a few seconds. Boom, boom, there you go, right? Let's say, for example, you think this is too big, right? Too big of all text. Well, you can just go here and say, make a table, because you think maybe your readers will prefer to get the same info, but in a table format. And boom, there you go. Now, this is a bit weird to do in a table format. You can just do a list, right? Because maybe it's easier on the eyes, and the AI will convert the same info and put it in a list form. There you go. And you can export the client, right? You can say, for example, you can change this image around. You can say, add a person, right? And the AI will take the exact same image, or at least the concept of the initial image, and prompt it again with your new prompt, taking account what it was there before. Now, again, it's a table with pencil, so add a table with pencil in a MacBook Pro with a person. Boom, there you go. You can do the same thing for all these ones. And you can also do, for example, you say, I think this is a bit too short. Well, make it longer, right? Or for example, in the part where it talks about your own tool, let me just go here to where it talks about our own tool. Well, I think this is a bit too short. I want to make sure this is the longest version. So let me just make this longer, right? Make it longer, right? You can even add images and videos here if you'd like. Boom, there you go, perfect. And then I want to make sure to add like a table here, or, I mean, you get the point. You can infinitely customize this. You can even custom prompt it, say like, write this as an SEO nerd, right? I mean, or write this tailored to X. So you can add custom prompts. You get the point here. The whole goal of this, the whole goal of AI isn't to be a magic tool. It's to just accelerate your efforts. So it does one thing, which is generation. If you like it, you can just publish it like that. If you don't, well, we give you AI tools to edit the content faster, right? There you go. So moving on to the next step. Okay, so that's pretty cool. This is done. This is done. Now, a third step would be to embed a lead magnet. And why did I include this here as an extra step? Well, it's because, I mean, yes, you could be ranking, let's just say, for example, someone searches for whatever, right? And you're ranking first, right? Or ranking second, whatever, right? Your whole goal of this, like, because SEO is a marketing strategy, your whole goal is to have people click here and making you more money. And one of the best ways, or one way you can leverage and use lead magnets to make you more money, is to embed them on your site. A bit redundant here, but your goal is to monetize traffic. And you gotta put things in place to monetize that traffic in the best way. Well, it could be one, how your article is written in a cohesive copy, in a persuasive copy. Two, could be like the number of calls to action on your article, saying, hey, listen, give this a go. For example, in Journalist AI's blog, right? Again, not trying to promote this, but we have, when people come to the blog, well, we have the blog post, right? But down here, we have a CTA. Boom. And then at the bottom, we have another CTA. None of this is random, right? Because our whole goal is to convert as much traffic as we can into actual buyers. And so not just write a blog post, right? Write it in a way that convinces people to buy your product or service, then have calls to action on your sidebar, on the bottom. And this principles also apply to Parasite SEO. Okay, so just take that into account. And also, again, one of the other things you can do is to embed lead magnets into the blog post. Let me show you what I mean by this. So if I go here again, I'm going to use this as well. You can use ChatGPT for this as well. But if I go here and keeping in the same example, for example, go to blog automation, click lead magnets, create magnet. Actually, let me just first play a clip of what this does, because again, I don't just want to. Two things. I don't want you to think that I'm just using this tool and that you have to use it. You don't have to use it. I'm just using it for video's sake because it's easier. So you don't have to don't use this at all. And second thing is that I want you to actually understand why we're doing things. I don't just want to tell you, hey, listen, do this, this, this. No, I want to give you the ability to reason why we're doing this. And so I just want to play a clip as to why lead magnets are valuable and why we're including them in our articles. And then I'm going to give you right here, a tangible example of what we do in this specific case. So let me just play the clip. Okay, so do you see this? Almost 3K in monthly organic search traffic. Now, this is pointless if you're not able to take the traffic and transform it into money. So if you're not able to convert people into buyers. Now, there's a lot of factors that come into play here, right? There's the keywords you're ranking for, because if you rank for super generic keywords with low buying intent, most of your traffic is going to be like informational-based traffic and not going to buy anything from you. Yes, you can always capture their emails, retarget them with ads, but in all honesty, you'd want traffic to be of high buying intent. So the number here is almost a vanity metric. Now I'm going to show you a single line of code you can add to your site to make sure that you capture as much value, squeeze as much value from your traffic as possible. And here's how. So what you see here is just a regular blog post about should you buy a Tesla, right? A regular blog post all done with AI, with images, videos, links, are pretty straightforward, right? It's all done with AI, by the way. But then you'll notice that there's something here, right? There's this little box which is interactive, right? I can click here. This is basically a financing calculator. How many years driven? So you click here to get a free advice on insuring your first Tesla. So drove it for 4 years, bought it 6 years ago, 1 crash. Boom. So it's gonna tell me, and this is specific, if I should insure my Tesla. Now don't worry about the background here, this is weird, just how I set up the site, right? Based on your circumstances, right, it would be beneficial to consider a few types of insurance for your vehicle, since you have only the car, whatever. So it gives me a tailored answer based on the input I put in the tool, right? You can even, like, for example, put affiliate links here for insurance companies. My point is that to show you that you can have these interactive tools in your blog post or in your site. You can even have email capture. So get more, subscribe to our email list to get your finance quote, or subscribe to our email list to get 10% off of your next financing order, wherever. You click here to sign up and you get their emails. And you can build any tools you want. Literally, you go here to Journalist AI, click lead magnets, create a magnet, and it allows you to create anything you want. So mortgage calculator, I don't know how to type, mortgage calculator, prompt. So tell the user how much they'd pay per month in mortgage for the house they want to buy. Okay, so now the user needs to put in, okay, how much is the house? How much is your down payment? How old are you, for example, right? And then see monthly payment, okay? You can collect emails, which I do suggest you do, right? And then just do create. Get more advice or get a better deal with one of our partners. Okay, hit create. This is the preview of how it's going to look like, right? Just copy. Actually, we can test it out here. So you can embed, right? You can embed this in your blogs, in your homepage, in your site, whatever, right? Anywhere you want. If you're, depending on your niche, you can basically create calculators. You can create, literally, the possibilities are literally endless. Okay, so let's say this was embedded not in this article right here, but another article, right? So how much the house costs? 500K. I want 200K for down payment. I am 50 years old. See monthly payment, right? There we go. Just wait a bit, and then it gives us, okay, to calculate whatever, right? It gives us a $1,347. Okay, now we can make sure that this is a bit less or a bit shorter, but I think it's cool that we show you actually the thought process behind it. Right, and then there's a call to action. Okay, get a better deal with one of our partners. Oh, I want a better deal. I don't want to pay this much. Okay, so let me add my email here. Boom, sign up. There we go. And then the leads are added here to this. So you can capture leads. So not only are you giving your readers a free tool that's actually valuable, right? But you're also collecting their emails. Again, mega valuable. And you can build tools for anything you want. Go here to lead magnets. You can build BMI tools, diet plans. I mean, you can build literally anything you want. Pretty cool, right? Hopefully by now you understand why we're doing it. And so for this example in specific, let's just do, for example, let's just do Quillbot alternative, right? Now, the prompt here, let me just think about this for a second. Yeah, basically using that. Okay, check now. Okay, and let's enable this and say get discount to journalist there. Now this is badly done, but you get the point right here. The goal is to, of course, if we're writing an article about alternatives to Quillbot, right, and we want to promote our own product, well, of course, we talked about it in the last option, right? You mentioned journalist AI, then embed this into the thing. So let me just go here and say, I'm a plumber. Which AI is best for me? Which AI writer? Boom, check now, and of course, it will recommend journalist AI. So as a plumber, you may find journalist AI similar to protecting whatever. So again, it's recommending journalist AI. And it says, hey, want to discount journalist AI? Sign up via email. And if anyone signs up here, of course, you already know that it will show up here in the leads tab. Boom, there we go. And so we can just take this, copy the code, and if you're using something, if your SEO platform, if your Parasite SEO platform was Medium, well, you can just do this right here, embed code. I think this should work. If not, this one should work. So if this doesn't work here, it should work in other platforms, but essentially it's an embed, okay? And so there you go. That's why you want to do this. Again, it's an extra step, but you want to be able to maximize and convert as many traffic into potential clients as you can. And offering a lead magnet, offering people a way to interact with your article, with your brand, well, it goes a long way, right? Now, then of course, I guess the last step would be to choose a Parasite domain. Well, what I recommend you do is check the list down below in the description and post it on all, right? And figure out, okay, which ones are actually working, which ones are indexing faster, then double down on those, okay? Because the reason why I say this is because some of these tend to be used for certain niches more, others for other niches, and they know and they try to not suppress, but then the competition is a bit higher for certain niches that use just one certain platform. It's a bit complex, but my point here is that just use all of them, right? Then see, okay, which ones are getting more traction, and then double down on those. Now, don't publish the exact same thing on all of them, because that's considered duplicate content, right? Publish unique content on each one. Otherwise, none of them is going to work. None of them is going to rank, okay? Now indexing, well, you can just use a tool. This is one that I use. It's called Index Me Now. Okay, Index Me Now works great. Now, it's not 100% guaranteed that will index your links, but essentially what it does is it submits them to Google Search Console and a bunch more. But essentially it tends to work for most links. So do this to get them indexed faster. Now, by default, because again, they're published, your articles are high quality content, right? The idea is to be high quality content. Because they're published to high authority domains, they should be indexed quite quickly. But if you want to speed up the process, well, just use a tool like this, like Index Me Now. Now, I want to mention, of course, what I just said about quality content, right? A lot of people tend to think, yeah, but AI content doesn't work, doesn't rank. Well, it does rank. And the issue isn't that Google doesn't like AI content. Google doesn't care. Google doesn't care who or what writes the content. As long as it's valuable for the end user, Google doesn't care. It doesn't matter if it's like a dog, a robot, or a human writing it. As long as it satisfies the user's search intent, well, Google doesn't care and will rank. Because you can have bad AI content, but you can also have bad human written content. So it's not about who wrote what. It's about how quality is it. And AI, well, helps us humans write content faster and better, right? With all that I showed you before. Now, another one, sixth, is link building. Well, a lot of people tend to think never mind. I was going to say a lot of people tend to think link building doesn't work. It's not that. A lot of people know link building works. The issue is that not a lot of people do it, which is weird. So a lot of people, like this, from people I talk about, from the business owners I talk about, a lot of them know link building works and they should be doing it. But a lot of them don't, which is weird. So I'll link down below a couple of courses for free on how to do link building. So I'll even pop them here on the screen. Check them out. It's basically my step-by-step guide on how to build backlinks, right? And if you don't want to bother with it, well, just go right here and click on purchase backlinks, and you can basically purchase the exact same backlinks I teach you how to build on those 3 courses I mentioned, right? And these are the exact same links that get all these results right here. I think the last result you got is we built like 29 backlinks to this guy. I'll put the screenshot here. We built 29 backlinks over the course of like 2 months, and his traffic went from around 400 a month to 1,600 a month, which is insane, off of this exact backlink. So if you want to do them yourself, well, then just watch the courses. I think they're like 2 hours long, and then do the stuff, do the things. If you don't want to waste time, well, just pay me and I'll do it for you. Okay. So that's the final thing. Again, SEO should be a holistic marketing strategy. And as you know, I talk about this a lot. SEO has 3 main pillars: on-page SEO, off-page SEO, and technical SEO, right? On-page, again, everything that happens on the site. The content you write, how you write it, how it's positioned, etc. Off-page, essentially, it's link building. Technical SEO is stuff like schema markup, site speed, meta tags, which is super important, by the way. Again, you cannot succeed in SEO just using 2 or just targeting 2 pillars or just 1. An example, let's say you have the best on-page in the world. Let's say you have the best off-page in the world too. But then your site speed sucks. It's super slow. Well, you could be ranking first, but what's going to happen is that people eventually are going to click your site. It takes ages to load. Well, they're just going to go back and click the second result. And if you do this over and over again, well, it's eventually going to drop down, right? And this applies to schema markup, the meta titles, meta tags. For example, I spoke about this before. Let me just give you an example, right? If you just do Dallas Plumber, right? Well, this guy right here, let's see. This guy has some schema right here. These little star ratings are done with schema. and I can leave a tutorial below on how to do it. But this essentially is review schema, right? And nobody else has it, right? This guy has it. And this one makes it so their real estate, so the number of pixels on Google is much longer. And this calls out so much more attention. And even if they're ranking like on third position, well, my eyes are going to be drawn much more to this guy than to any other, right? Because they have schema. And so little things like this. So you don't necessarily need to be ranking first, right, to get more CTR. Hopefully this makes sense. And that's how important technical SEO is nowadays and ever since forever, right? And again, no need to use this, but we just built a feature for that actually. Again, I know this may sound like a heavily promoted video, but it's not. We built this, which is basically an AI SEO agent, which you can like create one, add your site, add your name, add your language. And what it does is it basically goes through your site and analyzes it. So as of now, it just does page titles and meta descriptions, and it goes over and does, okay, evaluates your site and then reasons as to why you should change things. For example, page titles. It has, for this page right here, the AI SEO editor, right, we have this current meta title. And it suggests changes for optimize your content with AI SEO editor, journalists. And then it tells me the why, right? So it doesn't just give me random things. It tells me, okay, listen, you should do this, and here's why. And this little thing we put this here on purpose because I don't like just to tell you, hey, listen, do this because I tell you it. I tell you to do it. I like to say, hey, listen, do this, and here's why we think you should do it. And you can either apply and agree with this, and it will be automatically changed, or just archive it and do it, right? And this same thing applies for meta descriptions. For example, we didn't even know we had a ton of pages without meta descriptions, right? And so it gives me like an alternative and tells me why. Okay, and so again, it goes out and finds what's wrong with your technical SEO, gives you suggestions, and because it's doing some reasoning on the back end, gives you the why. Again, as of now, it just does it for titles and descriptions. It will do for schema, site speed, links, and a bunch more stuff in just a few weeks from now. Again, super important. You can do all this manually, but I mean, it just takes a ton of work. I mean, for example, we didn't have any idea. I didn't have any idea about this, right? I thought we were doing SEO good. Apparently, we have a ton of pages without meta description. So there you go. And we do SEO for a living. So that's that. Again, just takes so much time. And if you can use AI to do it like a bit faster, why not? So hopefully by now, I've covered all the step-by-step. I know it's a long video and with a bunch of nuance, but hopefully I was able to help you out a bit, right? And I guess the next steps would be to, if you want a bit more training on all this and one-on-one access to me, so if you want to speak with me like on a group call and ask me, hey, listen, Vasco, why this is wrong, why this is not good, what should I do? Well, you should join the AI Search Academy. What this is three things. One, you get access to Journalist AI, so the software right here that does all this stuff that I showed you, right? You can even convert YouTube videos to blog posts, news articles, Amazon product reviews. You can do a bunch of things. I won't promote it anymore. So one thing when you join the AI Search Academy, you get access to Journalist AI. Okay, 1 year, so 12 months, which is pretty good. You can see a lot of results in 12 months. Second thing is you get access to all my SEO courses, which are updated, by the way. I don't just put them there and never touch them again. I update them with new stuff that I find works for me. And the good thing about buying this from me is that I actively do SEO, right? I'm not just a guru selling you a course, right? I actively do SEO for my own brand, for actually Journalist AI, which is a bit of an inception. But that's a good thing because I'm able to give you and tell you tangible strategies that are working today to grow my own business through SEO. So you can just copy and apply those own strategies to your business. So there you go. There you get a bunch of SEO courses and tangible tips on what's working. And three, you get access to me, right? Which I think it's pretty good because, again, you can ask me questions. You can hop on a call and say, hey, listen, Vasco, this is my business. We sell this. We do X, Y, Z. Can you help us out with whatever? Can you give us like some guidance? And I'll help you out on a call, which I think is pretty cool. So that should be the first link in the description, the AI Search Academy, which is a pretty good deal. Then if you want to grab some backlinks, because again, as you probably agree with me, like, you know, backlinks are important. At least that's the sentiment I get from a lot of people I speak with. They know links are important, but oftentimes they don't really build the links, which is weird. So if you want to grab some links, just use the code linkstan and go again right here and click purchase backlinks, and you should be able to get some at a discount, right? So that's pretty cool because you'll see if you can even on your order form, don't put in the anchor text. Let me do it, right? Let me go over your site and suggest what the best anchor text for links would be. I recommend you do this. I recommend you do it like that. Then if you just want to give it a go at Journalist AI it's a better deal to join the Academy because you get 12 months access to Journalist AI, a bunch of courses, and access to me. But if you don't want any of this, just join Journalist AI, the regular rate, by going to tryjournalist.com. And then if you are afraid of AI and SEO, watch this course. I'll put it right here. It's my LLM SEO course. Basically, it goes over how to do SEO in this new AI era of search engines like ChatGPT, Perplexity, Grok, all that. I go over how I do SEO for that. So that's it. That's the video. Please like, subscribe, and comment. This gave me a ton of work, and hopefully I was able to provide enough value for you to give a like on the video and a little comment. Thanks so much. Give it a go, and I'll catch you on the next one. Cheers.